Jocelyn,
All
I
right,
didn't even
so
say it.
we are live, y'all. What's
What's up, Jay?
up? So,
What's up?
Becky, what's up? Is Becky, you're gonna have to help me because I didn't win a brain freeze already.
Welcome to the Caucus Challenge After Show, episode 1. To see if they like us before they kick us out and say y'all are too loud and obnoxious.
They like it.
and
Bring back Dre.
excuse our banter because that's us. We go back and forth. We've known each other for a while, so we did Love War and challenges together. I have my own podcast called For the Love of the Challenge. Then we talk about the challenge. Recently had on Dre, Kevin, Sivo. Who else was on there? It was a gang of y'all.
Cam.
Cam. We all had them on last week, so I can't wait to get in this next episode. Becky, how you want to kick this thing off?
I mean, I think we just start from the beginning. We introduce everybody. Everybody's here. I'm sure everybody knows who they are a lot more than I do because you guys are fans. I'm a new fan, and I am ready for the drama. So let's roll.
Yes. Starting with
Give it to me because let me tell you, I'm loud, I'm obnoxious, and extraordinarily opinionated. So please take everything I say with a very large, extreme grain of salt.
Don't be
I love
offended.
all y'all, even if I
Don't be
disagree
offended.
with decisions and choices.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it to you really
All
raw.
good.
On sugar
Panda.
So we're gonna pray for you in that panda, okay? So
It's my baby.
Jordan, you want to kick us off with your introduction?
Yes, my name is Jordan, and what I'm just here. What else would you like me to say in this intro?
Name, age, marriage, single, ready to mingle.
Okay, Jordan, 37. I'll be 38 in a few weeks. Single, not ready to mingle. About my business, and that's it.
But basically, yeah, introduce however you guys want to introduce yourselves, however you feel like you want the people to know you guys, how they remember you guys. I know some of y'all have got a lot to say. So let's pick it up. Jocelyn? Joyce?
Hello, I'm Jocelyn. Yeah, Joyce, according to Brady. But no, I'm Jocelyn. I'm 25. I'm originally from Dallas, but I reside in Houston. And yeah, I was a rookie. This is my first season. Yeah.
We love it. Let's talk to Zay, Mr. Veteran. Go ahead
Mr.
and
Veteran here. Yes. Everybody knows where I'm from. Zay from the Bay. It's in the name itself. 28 years old. Yeah, I'm back. Had a good time. It was a good first episode. But yeah, I'm in San Ho. That's it. And I'm single.
Single, come holla. Drop into the DMs. Okay, and I'm
Please don't.
Imir. Is that how it's pronounced?
Yeah, Imir.
Okay.
What's up? My name is Imir. I am 23. I'm an 8th grade English teacher, West Philadelphia. Born and raised. Yep, born and raised in the playground.
Bless your
I am. This was my second season, and I'm just your black boy joy, right? I love competing. I'm really super about my career and professionalism. This is like my opportunity, like my rare opportunity to, be unprofessional and compete in drama and all those things. Happy year.
I'm gonna try to say this in a nice way. What's up with the crime, man? I'm gonna go ahead and get into it, man. What you're gonna have to explain the crime.
What's up with the crying?
Yes, you're gonna have to explain that to me, brother.
I don't know. I'm a crier. I don't know. I'm not afraid to, cry or just be vulnerable on screen. And just, crying isn't, not to me a sign of weakness at all. It's just a sign of strength to me. And I've come a long way with knocking down walls and being who I am in my full Amir like authentic self. So I'm actually was really proud to see myself cry on screen. I grew up, I grew up bullied, really badly, and it's like still a lot of trauma that I walked into my adult life with. So seeing myself cry on screen was great. It's just like a reminder to me that I broke down some walls, some personal walls, on screen, off screen. So it's just, there's nothing wrong with crying. And I cry because I'm passionate about the game and I love dreaming and I love to compete and I want to play again and again and again and again and again. So when I cry and I feel, I just cry, tears come out. So it's all good. And then I also want to teach my, also, I'm sorry, it's also just a lot of toxic masculinity. I teach at an all boys school. I just like want to teach my boys that it's okay to cry. And, if you walk around thinking that that's a weakness, that's harmful.
Mhm.
Yeah, Rob. Stop being harmful and toxic.
I ain't
Anyway.
no toxic. I'm just wondering, you know what I'm saying? You're a competitor, you got to be a little tough now, you know what I mean? Because I'm like, what's this brother crying for? I'm like, you playing the game. That's what I was looking at it, because it's like when you playing the game, you playing the game, and I do see some of the dynamics. Like Nadia, I see a strong competitor. The girl is cold. I mean, I was just like kind of watching her, and then with some of these rookies, Jordan and Jocelyn, I didn't agree with them going in, but I would have threw in Choice because she cost y'all $100. I don't understand why didn't nobody bring that up because I was like, okay, wait a minute. Does anybody realize the reason why y'all didn't win was because of Choice? But you gonna throw in these two versus Choice, which is like, okay, I'm confused. Okay, it was pre-existing relationship.
Well, I mean, they talked about it already. They openly stated that they were going to go after rookies, and maybe newer. Of obviously locking down that vote and making it a situation where now they're not allowed to revote, which even on the challenge is something that doesn't happen. So I like the fact that he's like, okay, you guys want to do this, then we'll make the grand four. I don't remember what he called it. I apologize. Make those decisions for you guys. My big question though is, how did you guys feel walking in and seeing nobody who would have won in the past? Was it exciting? Was it more nerve-wracking? What did you guys feel about it?
How you doing? Good. How are you? Doing good. Are you muted?
Oh,
no.
Well, for me, I didn't.
I was like, I don't know what's going on over there.
So I got put onto the show by my friend Cam, that everybody knows. So when I seen that it was no champs or anything, I was just like, okay, cool. Like, this clean slate for everybody. I knew it would make a lot of the vets like Zay hungry and want to get more, and then the rookies, I guess it was just like, okay, we're not going against any champs, so somewhat of a fair competition, I guess. I mean, I wasn't really moved by it. I was like, okay, cool.
So it didn't bring anything to you. Okay. I was gonna say you have that vibe that you're just like, fuck it, we're gonna just
I
make
really
this
go
shit
with the flow, I was like, okay, and because I watched the challenge too, so when I realized what kind of like format the game was going in, I was like, oh, we doing it like this, starting off as a team, and then breaking down slowly. I was like, okay, cool. This is cute.
You got to make it work. All right. What about you, Jordan? I'm going to pronounce it correctly this time.
Thank you. Thank you.
Be specific.
Yeah, so when I saw there weren't any champs, I mean, I honestly didn't feel any different because I'm competitive anyway. So like, if it was going to be against the champs or against people who haven't won, I'm going to play the game the same way. So I just took it as, put your game face on and get through, these challenges, and also make friends and have fun along with the process as well.
I'll say Wild West over here. You talking shit in the chat.
Ooh.
I don't know. Apparently he just wants us to shut up and just talk about the episode.
Well, okay.
But anyway, I still want Amir and Zay's opinion. So Wild West, shut the fuck up. I do what I want. I'm an adult.
That's right. Amir, how did you feel about this challenge? Was you comfortable with it?
Yeah, so I didn't the whole champ thing. I didn't put too much stock into that. I don't remember putting much stock into that. I just like it was something that we had noticed immediately. Though there's no champion, so I think we had to put the pieces together. But it's not something that I much put stock into because I was there ready to compete no matter what. And I really did walk into that game thinking that I was a really good physical competitor and one of the better physical competitors in the house, like in my head. Um, so whether there were like champs there or not, I was ready to compete, especially having gone home first last season. I was just ready to go. I like all that stuff was like my only goal was like to get to the end. So there were people that I was like, I probably would have been like a little intimidated socially with some champs being there. I think not so much physically. I think that it's a matter like becoming a champion. I think that you have a great deal of physical game, but also a greater deal of social game. So I think it was that, and even like the veterans there, the vets like Clay, I was really intimidated by socially, and Zay even socially, like what they do socially. That's really was on my mind. So like, how do I navigate this game? Like I feel like strength wise, I was stronger in a lot of ways. Speed wise, I was stronger in a lot of ways. So my thing was just like, how can I navigate? But socially, shot to hell. So it's like, how can I socially navigate this game? Was what was going through my head. Yeah.
So would you kind of say, do you feel like you can just kind of sometimes just sit back and just kind of see how everything plays out and then play off of that person?
Can I see if wait, what was the question?
Okay, so my question is, do you feel like you can okay, I guess what I'm trying to get at is I see is you play with a lot of emotion.
Mhm.
Can you scale that back some because it can kind of further push you forward in the game? In my opinion, just in my opinion, but you ain't gotta be throwing your head up.
It depends. It depends who you play with. The next time that I play Dream Media, I will scale back the emotional piece of this because it just doesn't work in it with this group of people. It doesn't like I can't be I'm emotional. I'm here as much as I like to be because I do wear my heart on my sleeve. Like
Yeah,
I think that
kind of a little emotional during the grapes.
I'm just an emotional like I do wear my heart on my sleeve and I don't care to see and I guess can't work in dream doesn't work in dream media because people perceive that negatively. So I also think that it didn't work for me well because I had a hard time like letting people get to know me going into the game first, right? So I showed the emotion before showing like I mirror instead of doing it the other way around. So I think that's why like maybe those things are perceived negatively in that game. Like I don't know, I'm bringing things out, but I know that the next time that I play Dream Media, I have to be a lot less emotional because yeah, I don't want to spoil anything, but yeah, that's that.
I
Yeah.
mean, at the end of the day, there's nothing wrong with being emotional. You do care about the game at the end of the day. If you were just walking around not giving a fuck, then why would we want to watch you? So I appreciate the emotion. He's don't listen to him. It is what it is. Do you and be you. Because that's what people want to see. People want to see you being you.
Yeah,
And sometimes
and
that's being extra as long as you're not boring and wallpaper. I appreciate emotion, whether that be um, anger, sadness. It
yeah,
doesn't
and
matter.
I think a lot of people, big reality TV fan, right? So a lot of people have like a hit or miss kind of like perception of like Josh Martinez, BB19, but very emotional player, but he won the game. So it just depends on who you play the game with, right? So I just think like I don't like I'm very even though I was emotional, I'm still very proud watching myself on the screen like months later, having done some healing and some like looking back and something like that. Cause it's like how often do you see like black men in their full selves like on screen, like in their full emotion, right? Because there's already like there's already these preconceived notions about black men and how like it's just like all these different perceptions already. Like here's a black man on screen like crying and that's okay and this is a real thing and like like emotionally like I don't know it's good. I'll just also research to suggest
Listen,
that it's justified.
listen. Don't
Maybe I'm
don't let him don't let him make you justify it. At this point, you are who you are, and it's okay. Be emotional. Do what you got to do. Because at the end of the day, I think a lot of people appreciate it and the way you describe it. And it is very one of those situations where we're told. Um, I mean, as someone of color, I was always told not to cry. I was gonna say at the end of the day, my dad said, "You want to cry? I'll give you a reason to cry." So that's how I grew up. So I'm very used to compressing those emotions because that's how he grew up. So don't feel it. You're fine.
No, I know.
Don't
I'm not defending. Like I'm not defending myself against. I'm just like, explaining. Like I know that it's okay to kind. I think. Thank you for that, Becky.
Yeah, no, this man. Anyway, Zay, we're on to you. Let's hear your opinion, then we'll move on and talk about the episode.
My opinion on what coming in?
Coming
Or like
in,
how,
no vets, no, I'm
oh,
sorry, no champs,
I mean,
and how you feeling?
it felt good to know that there was no champs, but I've worked with a lot of champs. I've been in alliance with champs, so it was like bittersweet to have them not there. But going into the game, I thought it was going to be a walk in the park. I thought I was going to just go in and just slide to at least day 2 without even being mentioned because I was coming in with a strong alliance. Some rookies have reached out to me before the game even started, so I was like, oh, what? I'm good. Like, I know just Steven and Jason are the 2 that I thought would probably say my name out of the bunch. And sure enough, Steven gets that power, and I'm just like, what? The one person that for sure I didn't trust was Steven, and what
But
I thought would happen happened, and I didn't think it was going to happen that soon. But given that power, I would have took the same shot. So I thought it was going to be a walk in the park, and it wasn't. My ass was under fire for the first time in my Dre Media time there, so I got a taste of it. It was a lot.
Hey, well, now you know. And that's what
Now
it
I
is.
know.
And at the end of the day, you can't trust him at all now. So just going in.
Yeah,
I
no.
survivor. I'm like, y'all
Not
got
even trying.
survival players in here, and I'm like, wait a minute, y'all got to get these survivor people out.
Yeah.
Listen, no shade to the survivors. They have a hard go of it. But anyway, listen, I ain't trying to sit on no island.
Hey, you gotta get these
Christ,
survivor people
and
out.
I don't even like fish. I'd be
You
so
came to
screwed.
get money. If you want to
Shut
get
up.
money, you gotta get the people who want
Shut
as
up.
survivor out. Get them out.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's talk about the episode because he's gonna keep rambling, and I ramble enough for the both of us. But anyway, so going into the first challenge, how were the teams done? And do you feel like it was a fair way that the teams were split up for the runners versus the people who were doing the water portion of it? And were you happy with where you ended up on that list?
Right.
Let me start. I wasn't touching that water. I wasn't getting in that water. Nothing with the water. So
It looked gross.
I was like, yeah, no, I'll run. And it's ironic, but I am used to running, so I was like, that's more my forte. I can't even really remember how we got it together. Billy's not here, but he wrangled us all together because everybody's like, I'll run, I'll do the water, I'll run. He's like, everybody, shut the fuck up and let's figure it out. And his accent. And so he got us together real quick. I was like, let me be quiet, but I'm gonna run. But let me be quiet. But he got us together. I think that's how we figured it out. Somebody help me out because I can't remember. I think that's how it went.
Yeah, I agree. That is how it went because I think a lot of people, there was a lot of runners and not a lot of people wanted to get in that water. So we only had like a certain amount of time to figure it out. And yeah, Billy, he stepped up and he was like a captain and kind of like, well, y'all do this, y'all do that. And yeah, I was a runner too. I wasn't getting in that water. But when the run had actually started, I was like, "Oh, y'all run, y'all run for real."
You're like, I don't run like this.
Okay.
I don't. That water looked gross. And the girl, I don't remember her name to save my life, that was literally waist deep in that water, and she's like, "I'm just getting out."
Jordan.
I was like, she was like, "Fine." I was like, "Girl, better you than me."
She was working it. She's like, "Come on."
Mm-hmm.
That's dedication.
Yeah.
All right. So Zay, Amir, comments?
No, I just remember. I don't know. I just remember it being like a mindfuck for me, at least. Like, well, everything that was happening, I was getting in that damn water either. Not that early. I didn't want to get in. Yeah, like I just remember just Billy screaming, and I was just like, "What he yelling for?" Like, I remember like he just kept yelling. I'm like, okay. So I just put myself in a mindset where like I don't give a damn what's happening. I just need to run because it was also a moment for me like, okay, if there's a moment for you to prove yourself after last season and this being a one-team game, you need to prove yourself physically for everyone. So this is that chance to do it, right? So that was all that was going through my mind. But I just remember it being like just like we were doing like calculus, algebra, like just make a decision, but we weren't. Yeah.
Raise your hand if you want to run. Raise your hand if you want to deal with the water. Boom.
I do the
Done.
run. I do the run.
We tried that. I don't know if y'all seen that, but we did try that. It didn't
I
work.
remember somebody yelling, "The runners go on that side. Go over there."
It was a mess.
It definitely seemed like there was a lot of cooks in that kitchen. So obviously, honestly, it looked like the water people were struggling more than the runners were. That was actually kind of surprising. Were all you guys runners, or who was all four of you were runners?
We all ran. All of us ran. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Should have grabbed one of the water people too, but it looked like they were struggle bussing over there trying to get that water through. And I understand that like the tossing situation. I didn't realize that, I don't know if I just didn't hear that part. Like I was like literally like, how are you gonna like that's a lot of, and then you're tossing dirty water at me.
Yeah.
I'm not a happy camper.
It's not fun.
At the time, we didn't see any of that happening because I was on another side of the field with the water. We were on the other side. So I was always curious to know how that happened, but I think it took them a few minutes to start getting a strategy down, which is why Jordan ended up in the water, because that did seem a lot faster, just passing the buckets instead of just trying to toss the water. It made a lot of sense, and they could have saved some time if they came up with the strategy sooner. I feel like we could have got it done.
I had no idea what they were doing over there. I didn't know what they were doing over there. That was
it was an assembly line. It was very well done once they figured it out. And the thing is with these type of challenges, it's not like you play this game on a regular basis where you're like, yeah, I'm going to have this strategy down. Now, mind you, running, picking up blocks, pretty easy. But, you know, trying to figure out how to transfer water from bucket to bucket is definitely a little bit more challenging and figuring out the right level. And so I like the fact that it turned into, here's the bucket, you pour into that bucket, you pour into that bucket, toss. And it just kind of, it all came together. So it did take them a little bit longer, but again, I think that was a more complicated portion, and obviously trying not to get wet. And a couple of them fell in the water, I think, which I would not be happy with at all.
I originally thought that Steven and Madison were going to pick like schoolyard style. I thought one of them was going to pick like, I'll do buckets. I thought I'll do the running, and then they're going to pick us one by one. And I thought that's how it was going to go down. So
I thought so too.
Yeah.
That's why I thought they would like pick two people. I was like, okay, so they're going to pick team captains basically. And they were like, and I was like, oh, okay. Well, that's another way to go. But so obviously so the bucket people, they ran to where you guys were to stack the blocks, correct? So either way, they still had to run.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Poor things. Sopping wet and still have to run. Oh my God, the chafing must have been crazy.
Depending on how hot it was, and it goes like that and you dry. So
it was hot as hell out there too.
It was hot.
It was hot quick. Yeah.
When I was running, they said half a mile. I was like, oh, I got this. Started running. I was like, damn, why did I party last night? Why didn't I hydrate this morning? I was dying. It was hot.
Cam says, too many cooks, not enough food. I love this. Okay. And yeah, Cam disagreed. It was hot as fuck. So, I mean.
Where's the comment? Where?
I can see the comments. I don't know if you guys can see them.
Yes, I'm sad.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys have access to it, but I'm just watching them. Poor Wild West was coming off of his ankle surgery. Who are you, Wild West? I don't know your name. But anyway, so obviously it seemed like everybody had it together, putting those blocks together because they were calling out names. Put your block.
Right.
And everything was good until was it the very last block that caused you to tumble over?
I think they're like 4 away from the top, 4 or 5 people away from the top.
And it just tumbled.
I said, I would throw her in. I said, you going
This is the last one.
To be fair, from when I look back at it, it wasn't like she put it on and it fell. It was like she was attempting to put it on and it fell. So I think it was just how we were stacking it, and that's just how it went. You know what I mean? I don't think it was really her fault.
Yeah, you know when you like playing Jenga and you're stacking them, and at a certain point it starts to kind of like lean, and nobody fixes it.
Right.
Everybody's moving so fast, nobody stopped to like, like get them together. So by the time we got the choices name, because we had like Brady and probably like Brady, Billy, and maybe a couple of other people after, because we were going alphabetically.
Right.
It was over, and then the second time we got to her again, time was up. So it was like,
you going in, but that's what I was saying.
Cam is about ready to fight you. He's like, don't play with his choice.
I'm about to say me and Choice, that's my girl. So,
and Devontae is over here. They were 2 blocks away. 2 blocks away from getting it.
Some people probably did say her name because of that reason, because her name was said.
You should.
I mean, how?
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
How much time was left? Like, because it seemed like literally as they fell, the time went off. Like, and was it like a minute to the end, or was it like, I know it's kind of fast and it was a bit ago, so.
Yeah. In the moment, I would say it was probably like 2.5 minutes.
Yeah.
When Jordan actually got there, because we couldn't start until Jordan got there, or like till the whole other side got there, then we could start. So I think we had about maybe 2 minutes, I would say, because after we dropped it, we had time to like try again, and we didn't.
I was gonna say, did everybody have to put their own block down, or was okay? So that's why it got complicated, because once it fell, you had to refigure out everybody's order.
Where's my name? Where's my name at? Yeah, it was just. I had it easy. I was at the very bottom, so I was just like, boom. Good luck, y'all.
Don't worry, Wild West. I'm not offended. Not everybody likes me.
Yes, you don't get offended that often.
No.
Trust me on that one. So
I'll just tell everybody I'm an adult. Can't tell me what to do. My daddy can't tell me what to do. You think you could tell me what to do?
Talk to him.
Old. But anyway, so yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I think I would have also gone with Choice, because of the fact that technically it was her block that fell. But I also understand the knowledge of it. She also had a lot of, it looks like, support with a lot of the people there. So I think that at the end of the day, she was well covered and protected.
Right.
When it comes down to it. And I understand it's a social game at the end of the day, along with the physical portions of it. And I think even Jocelyn said, she's like, if you're going into this, you got to expect to end up in an elimination.
Yeah.
It's kind of like what is it on the challenge? I don't have to get ready. I am ready.
Stay ready. So you don't have to get ready.
Exactly.
Because it's like going into games like this, my mentality, honestly, is stay ready so you don't have to get ready. And if you knew, expect to go in every time. I mean, because if you're not ready, you might as well just pack your bags now, because you can ready to go home. So
exactly.
And I think that helped me mentally, because I was like already prepared. I was like, I'm a rookie. They're gonna say my name. If not this round, another round. So I couldn't be upset, because I was like, I knew it was gonna happen.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I think everybody is the same way. It's kind of like there's knowing and then there's knowing.
Right.
So like, okay, I know I could get called out, but damn, I really got called out? Like, fuck all y'all. I understand. I would feel the same way. And I apologize. I also cuss like a sailor that never was in the military. But anyway, with this whole situation, I understand both the feelings of frustration and being upset, but also, like you said, you have to be ready for anything. And that includes going down into the sand, as they would say. Okay, so the deliberation, it seemed like a hot mess.
Yeah.
It felt like it took 10.5 years.
Yeah.
I can imagine how you guys felt about it, because I got an edited version. I don't even know how long that whole deliberation took. And I don't understand how it got tied. Was anybody even keeping track of whose name was getting said? Or it was just like there?
Yeah, I wasn't.
I was keeping track because my name was being said. So I was sitting here like,
you said my name. You said my name.
Right.
I'm crossing my I's and T's. I'm coming for you. That's what I would have been like.
I honestly didn't think I was going to get voted for the first one because there was 2 people in front of me who said the exact same names that I did. So I'm like, how the fuck did I get my name get it? And it was like, it just kind of turned where other people were saying my name and tagging on to that. So yeah, I was like, all right. And then I kind of knew when it was in the hands of Madison, she was going to pick me because of how it shook out in the beginning when I chose them both, Madison and Steven, without even knowing anything.
I gotta say, Madison got on my nerves with that shit.
Yes,
Calm the fuck down. It's not like she sent you to elimination.
Right.
She literally set your name as a captain. And then, in fact, that's actually a compliment because you're like, here, you're good. I think you'd be a good captain. Because I think everybody thought the same thing. Pick two.
No, we didn't. We didn't think that.
Oh.
We didn't think that. Those were
Never
votes.
mind.
Those were votes of an attack, at least at first, because or a vote for.
I wouldn't say that on my end. I would say it was a safer route because I didn't get close to either of those two. And so with the other ones, with the night before, I at least had a conversation with people, you know what I mean? So I felt it was safer for me saying Madison and Steven's name. That was it. It wasn't like an attack. I didn't know what it was going to be, but it was just like
not attack in that sense. Like, oh, like it's like an attack. It was more so like not for a good reason. We didn't know anything about I mean, I don't think those names would have come up if people knew it was for captain. But at least that's me. I don't know.
I mean, they didn't really captain very well, in all honesty. With Billy being like, I'm just going to take over. And that guy's a big guy. Like, he looks tall as hell. So I kind of understand why he had to lead.
Zay and Amir, since y'all was on 17, how much trust did you have in Steven this first go round?
I was going to say, didn't he say he had no trust in him at all?
Steven was the one person out of the entire cast that I wasn't going to trust going in whatsoever. Like, he had every reason to go after me. He knew I lied to him. I don't know if you watched 17, but we were in a pole ring challenge kind of thing. You got to pull it from the other opponent. And if you both didn't let go within 5 minutes or pull it from the other person, we'd both be DQ'd. I lied to him and said I didn't know the rules, so I'm going to just hold on. And I held on, and we both got eliminated, meaning giving my alliance at the time an advantage, which got him sent in later on. So I knew that he would go after me for that, but I was never the head of the snake that constantly went after Steven, so I thought maybe he wouldn't say me so soon. But I didn't know that he felt betrayed that much to the extent of wanting to get me out so quick. That was something I thought we could have talked about, but I didn't reach out either to try to mend that relationship. So I got what I deserved by him saying my name. So it's all fair.
I trusted him because I had spoken to him a lot preseason before the game, and he texted me a lot, and I texted him a lot. Also, I mean, I had nothing to like gain or lose. Like, I was first boot that season, right? So it's like, what do I have to, So my only thing was like, why would I not go in trusting Steven if he's reaching out to me? So I had nothing to lose with that. Yeah.
Now, here's the only problem I had. I didn't have a problem with you crying. I didn't have a problem with you getting upset. My problem is the panic. Like the sheer panic vote. I was like, I got anxious watching you. I was like, oh my God, calm down. And you're like,
well, damn, I got a rookie ass whooping last season. I
needed a shot.
I didn't want to go in. I forget. I needed a shot. Dude, who said that last night? Somebody. But yeah, they gave me the rookie ass whooping, like for real. Like they voted me in.
Man, you better get into weight.
And then on top of that all, they during the Connect 4 game, everyone's helping Cam. I'm like, okay, rookie ass whooping. I didn't want to go in again because I'm not gonna listen. Like I really got the rookie treatment. So it's like, then my second season in, I would not be able to show. I couldn't show my face again if I got first boot twice. So I was like, the only way to not get first boot twice, not go in twice, and I hear my name come up like Amir, and then the whole Jada thing. We talk about Jada saying my name and Nadi saying my name in a moment, but that was like once, like it was panic moment because I didn't want to go first again.
I said your name too, boom.
I know. Yes.
Amir, I wasn't even gonna say your name, and I stand on that to this day. You had got me a little bit because you. Yeah, okay, so I was on the fence. I was on the fence because there was already a discussion of you, like I got there first. So everybody wasn't really feeling that already. But then you gave your little speech, and like everybody else, I'm like, this is a lot, but okay, I'm an empath, so I was like, I'm feeling you a little bit. Then you sat there and y'all saw me sitting behind him and Jason. You sat there. I'm not gonna say Billy's name. Oh, Billy, because Jason whispered in your ear. That pissed me off. Jason said,
He's my
Billy.
close
And he
ally.
said, say Billy. I said, oh, you.
He was my
So,
close ally. So it's like, so here's the
I
thing.
understand why you did it, but you had to, like, from my point of view, I don't know that y'all in the alliance. I don't know what y'all got going on. I didn't really care. But all I saw was another grown man whispering to another grown man, say this man name, and you said it. And I was like, I don't like
That's
that.
because me and okay, Jason was. You don't want to go. I don't want to go against Jason. Like he was 30 seconds away from winning last season.
Right,
He was my closest ally.
right.
And I had that pre-existing relationship. So he didn't whisper my. He tapped my foot. He tapped my foot and was like, "Dude," or something like that. And then maybe you caught on.
You a signal that I
He gave
seen.
me a signal, and you thought no. But I just feel like. I feel like other than that, maybe that's a reason. I just felt like my name coming up was super random. I just think like me saying that I came home first, like Kalani was even saying it. She was like, if I got back first, I'd be saying I got back first. And no one had a problem with that.
It's the way you did it, baby. You was giving a show. And hey, fight for your spot in the game. But it was like you gave a show, then you said, please don't vote me in. Then you said, I'm not gonna vote this person in, and then you go to that person.
If it's a team game and I'm the first one back, why would you not want me to say? I don't understand that. Like I don't like
it was more like
I just didn't like how it went down. That's all I'm saying.
I
Like,
would have
I there's no reason for doing it.
All love. I'm just like, I just think like Jake, go ahead. What you guys saying? Sorry.
No. You're I didn't see anything wrong with you pleading to not be, like, I get that. But it's like, you tell us not to vote you in, and then you do some shit like, I'm not, you shouldn't even said you weren't going to say Billy name. You should just shut the fuck up with that.
I know, but I wasn't ready to.
That's where you fucked up for real.
Not gonna lie, it is too early to make promises to anybody right now.
That's where you messed up. That's all I'm trying to. You saying his name because Jason said it. Y'all are in alliance. Cool. It's just you said too much out loud.
I had it.
Y'all looking at you like, oh, so we can't trust you.
He was in a full-blown panic. You could tell he was.
I did panic, and it wasn't until
spiral.
What was it like? I don't remember. I don't even remember how everything went down because the way it's edited. But also, I just feel like some people said my name because Choice told me that Choice after the game told me that she said my name because she did not know me. People are using that whole I came back first thing as an excuse to say that as an excuse. People were saying that because they didn't know me. Choice even told me everything. She said, I didn't. I said your name because I didn't know you, Amir. That's all she said. And I think it was the same thing for Jada.
It's a lot of it's too early to make the at the end of the day. So Tootie says, panic quietly, please. So the whole situation, Jocelyn was robbed. Look at that. They love you in the chat.
My guy.
But anyway, at the end of the day, it's too early to make promises. You should never have promised or out loud promised. I can't say Billy's name. I'm not supposed to say Billy because then nobody would have known really other than Billy. And then obviously Billy would have been around. You'd be like, I never made any promises. You could have totally used it as a way of saying, I don't know what he's thinking. I just said I'll try. I didn't mean to say. I never said I would never say his name. But obviously, when you're in the middle of, you're not thinking. You're just reacting.
I wasn't thinking.
But Zay had something to say. What were you going to say, Zay? And I know we. You're on mute.
You're on mute, Zay.
He's muted.
Muted.
Oh, Amir, I know that you're a good person. I know you didn't mean anything like that. But after we all just ran half a mile, we're hot, we're sweaty, our adrenaline's going, we're tired. Cam said something, or we all said something to our side. We were like, oh, we all did good. We all did our part. We all got our Jenga pieces. So we all should, none of us here should say each other's name. And when that was said, we all agreed no one's going to say each other's name. But Amir, you started saying, oh, yeah, definitely nobody should be saying my name. I was first back. I don't give a fuck what nobody says kind of thing. That was
the whole premise of that comment, though. The whole premise of saying nobody should because we came back first, right? People just using it. I'm just an easy target in that sense.
Like, no. And I know you didn't mean it like that because I know you. But at the time, adrenaline's going. We're hot, sweaty out there. So hearing you saying that you're huffing and puffing, I don't give a fuck. I'm first back. Like I shouldn't be first. It came off as in like you were dragging it. Like you should be untouchable regardless. That's how it came off a little bit.
It probably came off like that, but I don't remember.
In that sense, just in that moment, we're all hot.
Like entitled.
A lot was like. It was never about who came back first, or it's like that was just not the time to say that.
And if you are a strong competitor, honestly, you ain't even gotta say nothing, man.
You
Just
shouldn't have.
roll
Yeah,
with
you
the
shouldn't have
flow.
had to say anything at all. We all knew who got back first.
Roll with the flow. You know what I mean? That's what I
The,
like
the
about
more the more noise you make doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to convince people to do anything. It's what they say. The louder you speak doesn't mean you're going to win the argument. It just means that you're going to be an asshole at the end of the day.
I
So,
wasn't,
and I'm
but
not saying you were at all, but
I'm
I
not saying
understand.
that. I'm also not the only person that said anything along those lines, though. People were like,
Okay.
"Okay, I came
But
back fast too."
also, you gotta let somebody else dig their own grave too. Cause like me, if I'm in the game, I'm sitting back watching this unfold because I'm like, look, I'm gonna see what and see how far this dude's gonna dig his own grave before he
Mhm.
sends himself into an elimination. Because honestly, just sitting back and watching it, I'm throwing you in automatically. I'm saying your name. I'm not even telling you which direction I'm going in. I'm saying your name because you doing way too much. You need to be trying to fly under the radar and not fly in the radar.
It also shows that your mentality is not as, I guess,
Not
I don't want to
strong.
say it this way,
Not as strong.
as strong. And basically, you might be an easy win because
Oh,
you're over here panicking. So, what are you going to do when you actually get sent into elimination? You're going to
yeah.
panic again, and therefore, a easy win.
Yeah,
Adios,
I know.
amigo.
I mean, I know what
But
to do. I know what to do next
but
time.
but you know what? It is what you live and you learn. That's what it is with these types of situations. There was a question in the chat that I actually wanted to ask. It was actually from Wild West, who has a lot to say. He wants to know why didn't anybody focus on the people who had crowns? So why
We
was
I,
didn't.
that not
the
one of the
people in the
conversations?
Tetra mentioned that.
I got a strong feeling about this crown.
I didn't know what
So
they were. We didn't know what they were.
Yeah,
The purpose of the
Yeah.
crown.
We didn't know what they were. It was like it's not like they were skulls and like you have to get them to make the final. We didn't know what they entailed.
That is true. Yeah, we just knew we got crowns.
It
Right.
was just too many of them. 'Cause
okay,
I was
well, I
like,
mean, here's the situation. You obviously know that the crowns are important.
Mhm.
So for me, that's where I would have been like, I need to focus on why they got a crown and what that's going to mean towards the end. Because
Yeah.
obviously it's going to mean something positive, whether that means that you're going to go into the final or whether it's going to cause like you're going to be able to throw it out and say I'm safe. You have no idea if it's going to be like what they do like on Survivor where it's like a medal where now okay, I can not go in for all you know.
Mhm.
So that's where my focus would be is like let me grab that that crown because
But
I
it
want to know what it's for.
wasn't like we could go against them and get the crown. That wasn't part of it
Okay.
either.
We
So
didn't know any of that yet. What
yeah,
what did they do? Can we steal it? Is it important to have it? We didn't really know.
it wasn't like we earned it if we got that person out.
Yeah.
it's almost like an advantage. It's almost like an advantage because when I saw them crowns and I saw 10 of them going, I said, why are so many though? I'm like, you could at least say 5, 4, or something like
Mhm.
that, and then leave up for a grab. But 10, God, dog.
I mean, I get it at the same time because at the end you don't really know what it is and it's not a super focus point. I do know he said something at the end. I don't know, kind of probably after you guys were talking, that you have the ability to go after the crowns or have like a crown thing. I don't know, like where you similar to the way they're doing All Stars, where you can earn
I
the
think he said
star, like a
you get the
challenge.
200 and then you also earn a crown. So they would have got the 200 and then they would have also earned a crown from what I can
Okay.
remember.
And yeah, you know what? I'm gonna have to rewatch it because I'm over here because somebody kept calling while I was watching the episode.
Here we go again.
Anyway,
Let me pause on that one.
anyway,
I'm gonna
okay.
talk to you offline about that. Yeah.
I'm gonna flip you off at the end of this. Anyway, so obviously going into the elimination, I mean, I guess this is more for Zay, Jordan, and Jocelyn. Knowing and seeing kind of what that elimination was exciting for you, or was it a situation where you're like, "Oh, I'm screwed"?
When Dre explained that it was going to be like a Offspring similar vibe to Hall Brawl, I was shitting bricks. I was like, I just called out the biggest dude in the game, and now I'm gonna have to go full force against him. I was like,
You look
when
like
I
y'all.
was standing right there, I was like mean, like ready to go, but no, I was shitting bricks, and I felt like a deer in headlights because I was like, what the fuck is about to happen? Like, I thought I was gonna go down bad, but that was
Y'all
crazy.
wasn't
I
really.
was
Hey,
scared.
there were a few points where you did kind of go down bad. I'm
Yeah,
not
but
gonna
I,
lie.
it wasn't
Like,
as.
I don't want to talk about it. No, but
I mean, it was.
I was scared. Like I've had my fair share of like physical altercations or like being in physical challenges, but I've never been in any like contact sport. I've never been in some where I got a full force into something. Never. And that shit was scary, really scary.
I mean, it didn't seem like y'all was full force at all. Because when they was playing, I said this kind of looked like slow motion. And
It is so no, it's so different being in person and then being a part of the elimination. It looks small enough, but being in there, it was so different than what it looks like from watching it. So different.
well, I
okay,
mean, you think about it either way, and this is me because I'm not a contact person. Contact kind of freaks me out because I'm not very strong in my opinion. Like you kind of hesitate when you go to like push
right,
somebody
right.
unless you kind of are in that situation. Oh, we lost
Hmm.
Jocelyn. Um, so I think that's where it kind of comes in where I'm like, oh, and then I pause. I That's how kind of I am. But I was like, but yeah, I watched you fly a little bit, Zay. I felt bad for you. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I was tossed. I was tossed.
I mean, and I saw like your face, and I think I had the same face when they were describing the fact that it was gonna be a hall brawl, and I was like, oh shit. He
Yep.
just he just all messed up.
I
Uh,
I am a very happy person. I'm always smiling. I'm literally always in a good mood. But once I seen that Steven called me out into elimination, I've never seen me not smiling for such a long time. Like that was I was like, wow, I'm like really upset. I forgot how upset I was until I watched it. I was like, damn, I was really pissed.
you were
And
in
I
your
could
feelings.
I was in my feelings. It was the first time out of 3 seasons that I did, the very first time that I've ever been put under fire. The first time ever being voted, the first time my name got brought, like, so it was a lot to take in, and it was the first elimination. I was going through so many things. That's why I feel like I lost my drive when it came to elimination because it's the first elimination. I had so many emotions running through me, and I didn't have a confessional for it, but I messed up. I thought we had to keep retrieving beanbags the whole time until there was 8 on my side. I
Right.
didn't know that it was only 4, so that's why I had so much adrenaline. I was going, and then I was just grabbing bags. I let go, and then I think the hits to my face was throwing me off too. And then hearing everybody yell at me, and then I'm nervous, I'm shaking. It was a lot.
I mean, you could definitely tell the level of just and honestly, I could tell you kind of gave up a little bit. I don't know if
I
that was
gave
just
up.
me. You
I
definitely
gave
looked
up.
like you, yeah, and
I was
honestly,
like defeated.
because you were just like you turned around and looked like you were ready to fight him. You were like,
Oh,
do
I
that
was
one
about
more
to. The Bay
time.
Area, the Bay Area was really gonna come out. I was gonna bring out the South Side of San Jose, where I'm from. That's where I was gonna. I was like, oh, I'm already gonna lose. It's over with. Let me just throw this pad down and start swinging. I was ready for him to come back one more time, and I was gonna clock him, but I'd have calmed
Yeah,
myself
you would
down and
have
just.
been blacklisted. They did.
But
Oh my God.
the whole thing with Billy passing out. Well, now was he not hydrated at all when he passed out, or what was
That's
going
what it
on?
was.
Here's Nurse Will. He can say it for you.
Oh, he's here. Yeah.
Hey. um. Yes, I'm the one that eliminated Billy. I'm also the one that eliminated Zay in 17. So my elimination record's 2-0. Um. um. Yeah, so basically what happened was, everyone gets there to pre-night and it's cute. There's no game. Everyone's drinking, as you saw in the pre-episode. Everyone's up late, getting to know everybody. So then it's a combination of, I don't think he ate breakfast that morning. Because during the whole thing, I asked him, and he's like, I had a piece of toast. So he was very dehydrated from drinking the previous night, didn't get a lot of sleep, didn't eat breakfast. We did that whole running challenge. Then he gets thrown in elimination, running back and forth. I'm looking at him being like, something's gonna happen. I could see there was nothing. And I told the team, I was like, he's about to go down. Everyone get ready because I know it's happening. And he went down. It basically, yeah. So official, I'm a nurse, by the way. Hi. So yeah, it was heat exhaustion. It was starting to verge into heat stroke a little bit. We did the best. I wanted to, I was ready to call the ambulance. He was fighting me on it. Um, and we were literally fighting. I was like, calling insurance. I said, bitch, I don't give a fuck. People get have babies and have whole ass and And so it made it better. I said, listen, you get
Oh,
out of bed
we
and
losing them.
put a wall
Oh
in with
no,
Oh, we
Is it just
losing them.
me
all
or
and
is it
don't fuck with
okay?
me.
that connection
And he
is
got his ass
rough.
up. And then he got his ass up. He walked to the bed. I put an ice pack behind his neck, waited a half hour. He fell asleep and he was fine. But he felt like shit the whole time because he didn't go to the hospital. And I'm not starting IVs on people. No, ma'am. Absolutely not.
You're like, I'm just here to tell you that we need to get a doctor.
Right. Get
Um,
a doctor over here. Get a doctor over here.
so there are a few questions I want to get to, Jocelyn and Jordan, but there
Yes.
are a few questions here that I wanted to kind of cover before we get confused and lose it. So one of the questions was, actually, this is probably more for Zay. Were you guys able to just drop the shield in the corner, or and just maybe make Billy have to run over it? Or like, I guess he wanted to put an obstacle. Are you able to like try and use it differently, or was it like you can't do that?
No, no, we always had to have our hands on the padding and always either
Okay.
decide to go into them or just we weren't allowed to let go of it. But
Okay.
I want to say it's not Billy's fault that I did kept getting hit in the face. He was just a bigger guy. We were just told to hold it to our chest and just go. My face aligned with his padding, so he wasn't purposely trying to hit me in the face. But being hit in the face 3 or 4 times is gonna like shake you up and want to crash out.
Yeah,
So
definitely
it's
that.
I
not his
mean,
fault. But
he's
yeah,
cleaning your clock every time. I
But,
would not be pleased with it either. This
but
is
at
my
least
yeah.
moneymaker.
you
Don't
at least
mess
you
with
had
the
pads.
Right,
Because
I got straight teeth, green eyes, nice smile, all the above. Like this is a pretty face.
at
last thing I
least
need is a crooked nose.
you
Right?
had pads.
No,
When I
not my
fought big
nose.
guy, I didn't have no pad like you did. So I was bare fist. So,
Oh
Yeah.
Lord.
no,
So the other question was, and really quick, and then we're gonna jump to the ladies.
that's
How did you guys feel about the swindle twist? I really enjoyed that, and I think that that's gonna cause a lot of drama. Where are you guys at on that?
Loved it. I loved it. I mean, I think it gave the opportunity to call somebody else in that you might have beef with. And also, like, let's say if in eliminations you just keep getting voted in, um, then it could turn in a way of like, okay, I'm going to call you out if you keep voting me in. Now you're going to have to take me out, that type of thing. And so maybe people will think twice about voting you in repeatedly.
Yeah, like you're in for a treat. The fans are in for a treat based on this whole twist this season. Well, I think we can all say like it's really stirred up a lot.
And I think on the show, y'all seen me say, "Oh yeah, I think this is cool. This is tea." And then yeah, it was.
I'm not gonna lie. I was so hoping that you pulled somebody else. As much as I love the fact that you guys did that and it was straight, and you guys were like, "This is gonna happen
Yeah.
anyway," because I wanted you to stay on the show. Like,
yeah,
I love your personality. In all honesty, I'm a fan, so I hope to see you back. But
yeah.
anyway, real quick, Zay, what were you gonna say on the swindle twist?
Oh, I liked it at the time being voted into the elimination. I liked it, and I was hoping and praying that Devontae pulled it just so I could just be safe. And I know that other people were like, "Oh, well, Zay, why'd you call out Billy?" Or Zay, what the fuck? Why'd you call out Billy? This and that. Did you guys not see him talk shit to me as I got called down for elimination, saying this is my karma, this and that? If anybody's gonna talk shit and I have the opportunity to call you down, boy, you best believe you get your ass down here right now. So I don't know why people are acting confused as to why Billy. He worked good for the team. Yes, I'll give him that. But you guys, he talked shit to me. Who am I? I'm not gonna burn any bridges. I have an enemy right now, so I'm gonna call him out. That's
Oh
how
no.
that's how it should go, right? So I don't get
Yeah.
why people want to like have little confessionals, this and that. No,
I'm
Yeah, and it
sorry.
worked out.
I
I give
mean,
you no props on that.
I think a lot of people really liked Billy because of
I liked him
his take
too.
charge. No, I mean,
Yeah,
and I get that. I'm
yeah,
not saying you didn't.
yeah,
I'm just
yeah,
saying
yeah, yeah.
they wanted him to stay because he was a good overall competitor and leader, and obviously
Mhm.
he got a lot of good rapport with people. So I feel like that's why a lot of people, now mind you, 100% understand and actually agree with your logic. If you're gonna talk shit, then meet me down
Let's
here
handle it.
and let's take care of it. That way, one up, it's a put up or shut up situation.
Yep.
And
Yep.
honestly, if you had lost, it would have been a loss of something that you can kind of be like, I lost to the biggest guy. Like, what am I going to do? At least what is
Right.
it? Go big or go home. So
Yeah.
I fully understand your imagining in it, and honestly,
Hmm.
I respect it. Now, and I also understand why people were upset about it, because they were
Yeah.
like, "Damn it, we're gonna lose this really solid competitor, or we're gonna lose one solid competitor because you're a good competitor as well. Whether he would have
Hmm.
won or you would have won, it would have been no matter where it slid, somebody was going home that was really strong. So
Right.
that's my opinion on that. But yeah,
Would
so
I be able to jump back to say something from the deliberation side real quick?
yeah,
Okay, so before the game started, I got along with Billy a lot. Me and Jordan hit it off a lot at the restaurant, drinking, having a good time. I was coming into this game with two other people from the Secret Six that were playing with me, which was Clay and Cam.
Right.
I didn't want to say Jordan's name and I didn't want to say Billy's name. People were saying Clay's name and people were saying
Hold on,
Choice's
let
name
me
as
pause.
well.
You don't want to say my name,
Both
but
of
you say
them.
my name.
You know,
You
I'm gonna explain why right now. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
she's like,
No, I
damn.
didn't want to say
Round one, King.
Billy's name and I didn't want to say Jordan's name. However, because I was working very closely with Cam and Clay and working with Choice as well, Clay was getting votes and Choice was getting votes, and I thought the other core eight in our alliance, the smartest thing would have been for all of us to say the same name, so there would have never been a tie. But because Clay voted Jordan and Billy, and so did Cam, I followed suit with that just to get more votes the other way, to get it off Clay and to get them off Choice. And I thought the rest of the core eight after that was going to do things to follow suit and help our alliance be safe. So I thought Choice and Jocelyn would have not said Amir, and even Kaylani, Clay's cousin. I thought she would have said
Yeah,
Billy just to protect her own cousin too, and she didn't. So, I mean, it worked out the way it did because no one went into elimination but me and Jocelyn and Jordan, but the other core eights were safe. So I just wanted to clarify that. Yeah, that's why I voted for you, Jordan. It was a hard pill to swallow to do, and it was edited in the episode. It took me like a good like minute or two to actually vote. I was sitting there struggling. I didn't want to say it, and I'll never forget the look Jordan gave me when I said her name. She looked right at me and like gave me this like distinct look, and it haunts me still till this day. I'll never forget the look she gave me because I felt so bad. But yeah, I just want to clear that up. That deliberation was tough. It was
She gave
tough.
me, I'm gonna fuck you
I know
up
he was
Yeah,
like,
like
he
she
was
gave, and then
like,
sure enough, I'm down there in elimination right next to her.
And they was
Karma
giving
works.
Love Island speeches in
Yeah.
the deliberation. That's why I got mad when it came to Zay, because I was after him and I was anxious. I was like, Harry, I was like, don't say sorry. Just say what you gotta say. Like, let's keep going.
Yeah.
Like, on my nerves.
Stand
It was,
on it and just push it through. I get it. And honestly, the whole spiels, and honestly, I think I heard, I don't know if you said it or somebody else said it. You're picking them. Just pick. Stop saying sorry and just pick them. It is what it is. At the end of the day, you're not changing your mind.
that's
Like,
right.
fucking shut up with this. I'm so sorry bullshit.
That's right.
Because at
Stop
the end of the day,
saying I'm
sorry
sorry.
is not going to fix the fact that you said somebody's name.
That's right.
Exactly. Just say that shit.
You playing the game. Just stick to the game rules. Let's go. Put all that personal stuff aside.
what's crazy is that everything was so kumbaya before the deliberation, and once we sat down, everything switched. Like everything changed, the vibes, the tense. It was just crazy, and
That's the
oh,
game. We
it
knew
was a
that was
lot.
gonna
It
happen.
was a lot.
All right. So
But I'm
everything.
I'm a loyal player, so I just stuck with my loyalty and did what my other alliance members did.
But anyway, so okay, so we good? Anybody other have comments about the deliberation, or can we move on? All right, ladies.
Yes, let's get to it. Get
Now
to
with the swindle situation, now seeing it forward and seeing what you guys had to do, would you have switched or would you have stuck with it as your choice?
I would have switched, only because I really like Jocelyn, and even like seeing the hall brawl, and thinking like, oh, okay, if it was like legit like a hall brawl, like we in there, like you got to get aggressive with someone, and I like Jocelyn, so that would have been a little difficult to do. But yeah, I definitely would have not.
it.
I
Was
wouldn't want to compete with Jocelyn. I wanted her to stay on longer.
Okay. Yeah. So I think in a moment like again, adrenaline was taking over. I was just like, shit, I don't feel like picking nobody. And then also, I'm a rookie. I was in the core 8, but a lot of the stuff I was just like, so what we finna do? Like, and I didn't have a discussion because I'm not gonna lie, and I hope this is okay if I say this, Jordan. I guess it don't matter no more. We both would have picked Jericho, but we didn't have that conversation. And
Right.
I wish I would have asked her, well, do you have anybody that you would have picked? If she would have said somebody's name, I would have been like, okay. But and it my me picking Jericho was more like, you know, like one of them people that watch seasons before and be like, she be sliding through. She be sliding through. That was what it was. You know, and I didn't really want to like ruffle too many feathers because I was like, I don't know how this is gonna go, and I don't really want to mess up too many things with my lines because I know some of them were probably like in cahoots with her on the side. So I was like, whatever, we can just go against each other because I didn't want to have to pick nobody else. Like some of the people that I would have picked were already safe because they were in a tetra. Because I would have definitely picked Madison or Emily. Like y'all said my name, or you know, but everybody else was safe. And maybe I should have said Jada. She said my name, and we were in the same alliance. But like I said, I wasn't trying to.
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, in the moment, I wasn't thinking like, who should I get? I was just like, let's just get this over with.
Right.
like
Right.
it's hot. I'm
Yeah.
tired. I'm
And
done.
I knew it's crazy because I knew that damn swindle thingy was in the middle because it was on that one side when the boys did it. But then I kind of did reverse psychology in my head. I was like, maybe they want me to think it's not in the middle. So let me pick the middle. And my stupid ass, I never pick anything from the middle. I was like, oh fuck. And I was really hoping she picked it and just
Pick Jericho. Yep.
but
Yeah.
but it was what it was, and then we didn't know what we were doing until after, and I was like, "Oh damn, my heart raw, Lord Jesus!" Now I'm
Right.
not. I'll never call myself a weak bitch because I ain't one, but I can admit that I am small, and sometimes I'm not the strongest. So was I a little scared? Maybe, but then me and Jordan, like she said, we had built a good rapport because we did the running challenge together, and I didn't want her out either, so I was like, you know, maybe she won't knock my ass over. You know, she
And
gave me a
she
little
did it.
shove. She did it. I fucked myself up. I was doing what Zay was doing. I'm over here giving her beanbags.
It was almost like an endurance contest, really.
Right.
Well, okay, so you guys probably went right after deliberation right into this. So it's sometimes it's they're not giving you time to really strategize. And
Right.
it's really easy because you're tired. You just
Yep.
spent 25 hours listening to people say they're sorry for voting people in. You're like,
Yeah.
oh, fuck this. I don't blame you. But yeah, a lot of people are saying you were robbed. They want you back on. So you're very well loved, Jocelyn, and you as well, Jordan. Everybody's like you obviously is a very well deserved win. You killed it. You kept
Yeah.
moving and forward. And the thing is with someone like you who's smaller, the nice thing is the good thing is there wasn't any physicality. Y'all just kept it
Right.
cute and was like, no, I'm not gonna
I'm
waste
not
my
really gonna
energy
no.
trying to do this shit and knock
We
your
seen
ass
Billy.
down.
Right.
Right.
No,
We didn't
just doing that.
see him Billy on the ground scare the shit out of me.
Billy was not stopping. He kept getting
Yeah,
things. We
he
like,
was.
Right. Like the
So he was
hitting
on that.
way too much energy. And so like I think as women, we could think very quickly of like, we gotta play smarter. You know what I mean? And so that's what we did. We're gonna make this an endurance thing and you know, get the beanbags that way.
And
And
can I
go
just say,
ahead.
Jocelyn, after the elimination, Jocelyn's just, I think, a great person. I just want to say, like, after elimination, it was like immediate hugs and like she just is like just super like she definitely should come back to this game because she's what this game I think is about at the end of the day. Like we don't have to hate each other, play a game, and then like once it's a wrap, like just she's just super loving person. I just like I think that she deserves to come back to our screen because she was the life of the party in that house. There's a lot that y'all didn't see, like as far as like the fun we had in there.
Listen, she had them wine bottles in the
Yeah,
beginning.
right.
I was
You heard me.
like, get it.
The more power to
Not a
you,
girl.
they can't be me no more like that.
I was like, hold on, I'm gonna be in the corner with my juice.
Thank you, Roger.
In the back.
Out of a sippy cup.
I had a good time.
I don't know.
She wasn't mad no more because she was still on vacation at the end of the day. She was having a good time.
Well, I
feel you.
mean, it does stink, but the nice thing is you know you got to meet really great people. You got to show people your personality. Obviously, a lot of people love and appreciate that. So I know we're gonna see you back on. because that's people are going to want to see you again. And obviously, as well, Jordan's going to kill this season. She's got to win for you. You got to win for Jocelyn. And you know, I'm not gonna lie, I want the ladies to win. I want them to run over them boys and just be like, follow me. You ain't gonna be able to get shit.
No, I was glad it was Jordan. She's a beast.
Yeah.
Okay. So I do have a question for everybody on here. What players did you feel like you grew close to during the show and outside the show?
During the show, I mean, Jocelyn, love Jocelyn. Grew close to Sivo. Cam, even though he said my name.
You hear that, Cam?
Yeah, and I've already had like a close relationship with Jason and Maria, and then get to know Jordan and Brady. Honestly, I think that I kind of like went into it like wanting to get to know everybody. You know, when the cameras are off and we're no longer competing, but when the cameras are on, you know, we have a game to play. But yeah, I really enjoyed everybody for the most part.
I was cool with everybody. I mean, you know, I came in with Cameron and Choice. Like, I know them. Those are my people. Me and Sivo got really cool, which was unexpected because he said my name. And nah, Sivo was cool. He was also the life of the party. I think I got along with everybody. I really clicked with like people in production as well because I got out. So I was out there chilling with them. So they were really cool. I mean, everybody was nice. Nurse Will, everybody, the cooks, everybody. Everybody was cool.
Charge it to the game. What the hell does that mean? What does that mean? Sorry, somebody just said my favorite line. Charge it to the game.
Yeah, that's what it is. From what's it? No Limit Records.
Oh, I'm uncultured.
Oh, really?
Very. I've never seen
Master P. You ain't about Master
What
P.
Master P is? Get the
I was gonna say we're gonna praise for you today.
All right, so let's move on to Zay.
We got Devontae was my bunkie that we got close, so I had to shut him out.
Yeah, no, she's showing you guys love over here in the chat. All right, and Zay, Tootie, make him say na na na. Anyway,
wait, what was the question? Who we got close to?
Who you got close to in the game, outside of the game? You know.
I mean, I came into the game like really tight with Clay and Cam, and I know coming into the game, we got a lot closer. Amir, we argued last season coming into the game. We were like level headed, so I think we got a lot closer too. Jocelyn and Choice as well because they were cool with Cam. Jordan was the first one I hit it off with at the bar. I finally got to meet Devontae. I knew Devontae for a few years, so me and Devontae finally got to meet and talk and hang out. I got close with him. And, and yeah, I also got close with Xavier, obviously. And I'm sorry, he's making me laugh. I got close with Xavier. Production, I got cool with. So yeah, that's it.
Is Nurse Will cool with a lot of people too?
yeah, he was. But I would honestly say it was such a great time and such a great cast that in everyone's own way, I got close with everyone. In some way, I was hanging out with them. I was talking with them, karaoke, singing, taking shots. It was all in different times, but I think at some point I like bonded with everyone in their own way. Production and all. So it was really fun. Really fun.
Interesting.
Thanks.
Amir.
Yeah, you know, I think I think I had a hard time in that house, and I think it's no secret. It's like I think socially, and I think a great deal of that is because I just came in with like a lot of my own insecurities, and it's really hard for me to just like I get like the question made me a little emotional because I just wish like more. I wish people like more so like got to know me for like. It's my own fault that I didn't do it, but I think like I sometimes like look at the relationships in Dre Media and think like I wish that I had that friendship, and I don't necessarily. I didn't expect to. I didn't like. I had a hard time in there. I think and it's just some things that I'm just like still unraveling and trying to figure out about myself, and just wondering like how I'm perceived in the way that I am. I think, but I do like I didn't grow close with Clay, but I appreciate a talk that Clay had with me in the house about like opening up and like letting people get to know you and just like not having to be so so like this way. But it's just like I love these games, and like I didn't really grow up with like it's this. I'm not gonna make it like this big thing, but like I had a hard time in there. But I would shout out like I think Sivo, like I think had my back like in a lot of ways. Like Sivo can be really messy, but I think Sivo had my back in a lot of ways I didn't realize like what things happen in and out the game, and continues to have my back, and is just a nice guy with a golden heart, and like he should get his flowers too. For I just think that he's just a good human being.
Yeah, Sivo is definitely a good human being. Especially, I met him years ago at 2020 at Challenge Media Live. We've known each other for a while. He's been on my podcast a bunch of times. He's well connected, very open. So I love Sivo to death because he's the one who's actually hooked me up with y'all. Because it's definitely been fun talking to y'all. But yeah, you young, you gonna figure it out. Especially talking to people like us will kind of open that up and help you with your social anxiety that you may or may not have. But I would just say, just be your authentic self. As long as you are your authentic self, you'll be fine, man. So you will.
When I was younger, that was my biggest thing. I would always be over analyzing how people see me, what they think about me. And then I just got to a point where I was like, you know what? Fuck it.
Right.
I'm like, at the end of the day, I'm a blast in the glass, and if y'all want to be a part of it, be a part of it. If I annoy you all, it is what it is. But you just don't want to have any fun, and it's okay. But yeah, so I think that it's one of those things that you just gotta accept who you are, and then other people are going to follow that example at the end of the day. And that's something that I had to learn as well, because my own insecurities, because I'm very awkward. I don't know if I kind of look awkward. I'm not gonna lie, I act awkward. But boy, shut up. I'm talking. But anyway, but you can tell we've known each other a while, huh? But with this whole situation, it's common, and you're gonna be just fine. You're still young. You'll get there when you get there, and take your time and move at your own speed. Tootie wants to know, Amir, how did you get into Dre Media? I think you're on mute.
Yeah, how did I get into Dre Media? I don't know. I'd always like, first of all, I'm a huge Survivor fan. Like, no one loves the game of Survivor more than me. So I start with Survivor, and then like it just like trickled down into my love for all of reality TV. I saw Dream Media because I played like Survivor games with Brady Zimmer, and she ended up playing, I think, what was the pink season? What was that season where the pink? What was that season?
Resurrection.
Yeah, she played that season, and then everyone was sending in the chats. It's like, oh, like you know. So I just like followed it from then. And I was like, I can do this, and it was pretty local. So I got into it, and then I think I killed my first interview, and just was having a lot of fun. So here I am, and I just hope to play again and again and again and again. I love it.
Absolutely. All right, so I guess what are we thinking? Well, maybe on the opposite end, who do you guys never want to see again?
Never say never.
Who would you rather not play a game with in the future? And why?
For me, I would. You ain't talking about me. My bad.
I'm talking to you.
No, I know that. I know, just breaking that ice. You know what I'm saying?
But if anybody wants to say, otherwise we can just skip that question entirely. I think Jocelyn got something to say. She got a look on her face.
I'm trying to remember the people that was there. Shit.
She's like, I was there for a hot minute. People didn't get a chance to annoy me.
It got blurry after that. I don't remember.
Gentlemen, lady, anything? Or are we just We keeping it cute.
You.
Come on, y'all. Tell the truth now. Tell the
I'm
truth.
on
We
some
gonna
tape.
keep it cute.
Tell the truth. Tell the truth.
Oh,
Because y'all might
I think
see something.
I think it'll spoil some things later in the season. So let's just
Yeah.
oh.
hold
Okay,
it for
we'll have that conversation towards the
Yeah.
end.
yeah. And also, I just want to say, also shout out Nurse Will, who's also not only a physical there for people physically, but emotionally as well. He was also super there for everyone there. Yeah.
We love a good nurse. They're always there for helping people out. All
That's
right,
right.
so I guess we're gonna wrap this up. Like, final thoughts on the episode. I don't know if you guys had a chance to really kind of see it through. How do you feel? I know, Jocelyn, obviously you unfortunately have left. How do you feel about everything? Like, what? Any final
Yeah.
thoughts on that episode?
Yes.
Of course, you know, after you look back at things that you do, you like, I could have done this differently. I probably should have done that differently. No regrets though. I enjoyed my time while I was there. I only went to the gym like 3 days out of the summer before I went there. So
No, that's not good.
I just thought it was gonna pick up. You know, I was like, oh, I'll be all right. My ass was tired, but drink your water. Pay attention to the rules. Work out. Come prepared. Like, and it is a social game. And you know, like Amir was saying, sometimes it is hard. Of course, y'all can't tell because I've gotten along with everybody, but I do have social anxiety, and I do say it at one point because when I got out the car and the cast was there, I was like, oh Lord, shaking and stuff. But you know, it
It's
turned
very
out well.
peoply here. There's
It's
a
a
lot.
lot of people. I'm like, oh, none of these people. But you know, I had a good time. Like for real, everybody was nice. Regardless of what goes on the camera, behind the camera, everybody does get along pretty well. It's a family environment, and it's a good opportunity for people who are like very closed off and want to get into those things. So, you know, I can't say too much, but good luck to the rest of you three on the season. Y'all may or may not see me back sooner or later. We'll see what life takes us. And yeah, I had a good time, and thank y'all for having me. Y'all won't see me again. So
At least this season. We want to
Yeah.
see you on another season. Please
We
come
want to
back.
see you on another season.
we shall see.
All right. Anybody else have any last comments? Speak your piece. Nothing? Nada?
I'll say
No?
something. It was nice to meet you, Robert, Becky, and it was an honor to be a part of the first after show. Shout out Dre Media. I appreciate you guys still taking the chance on me to come. I had a really good time. Everyone there is amazing. Like they said, on and off camera, it's all love. Whether there's drama or whatever goes on in the house, at the end of the day, it's always coming from a good place, from my heart, I should say. I always have good intentions and never try to hurt anybody's feelings. And it was a great time. I would do it again and again and again. And yeah, shout out to everybody. And then I just want to say, shout out to my mama. Rest in peace. I love you so much. All right, that's it.
Oh, love that.
Love my mom.
All right.
Love my mom.
So tell us how everybody can find you. Come on. You guys got social media.
Jocelyn. My Instagram is big.jocelyn. Yes, I know. You know, it's like one of those little play on words because small. But yeah, big.jocelyn. Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah. You can find me. My name is my name on everything. Also, Google me. Doing great things in education, changing lives. So do those things, and you'll also like be able to get into some of my professional 90% of my life. This is 10% of my life, but the 90% where I'm educating Black and brown boys. That's the part where I want you guys to see. So Google me, support us. Much love.
Love that.
Nice. For IG, it's Sunny D091. And the rest is just my name. You can find me on Facebook, Jordan Campbell. You can Google me too. There.
Go girl.
Often. But yeah, that's where you can find me.
All right. My Instagram @_ ITZJUSSZAE. Or if you want to search it up, Zay Bay Bay. There's only one Zay from the Bay, and it's always gonna be me. Okay, let's go.
I was gonna say, is your handle Zay from the Bay?
No, it's not.
Should be. If anybody else has that, not okay. But anyway, so my name is Becky. You can catch me on Instagram and on Twitter. I refuse to call it X at GiftMasterBex or GiftMasterBex, depending how you decide to pronounce it. Me and Robert are on for the love of the challenge. So if you guys are challenge fans, other than the caucus challenge, don't hesitate to come check us out. We talk as much shit on that show as we do here.
Yes, and you can definitely find me on Instagram, Facebook, all the above for the love of the challenge. YouTube, we are now on YouTube, so like, subscribe. Hey, we're gonna have a fun time over here at Caucus Challenge. We definitely are gonna have some fun because I cannot wait until this season has fully aired because I'm ready to talk stuff now. Okay, Jocelyn, I'm sorry you had to go, but hopefully you back for another season. Everybody else, good luck. Amir, I look forward to see how far you get into the game. Hopefully you can make it to a final. I look forward to actually talking to you a little bit more because we can have some conversations. I am also into
Keep yourselves open because we may want to talk to you guys again.
Yes,
so
definitely
we
do
may
that.
have some more to say.
Yes, so we're gonna have fun. So with that said, Becky, you want to close us out?
Well, since I talked all the way through, so this is the after show for the Caucus Challenge. We're super excited to be here, and this is going to be a great season. Tune in. We're happy.
Yes. Until next time, y'all.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Yay.
Yeah, screen now.